Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Get Popeye's Scary Good Freddy Fazbear Box with garlic palm tenders and cheesy bites with marinara sauce. Or try the deluxe box with the cupcake cup and a 20-ounce drink and see Five Nights at Freddy's 2, only in theaters. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
Lynn's Warriors, protecting our kids. Well, with us today is Lynn Shaw. And Lynn, give us an update. Where the heck are we protecting our kids? Is Congress cooperating?
Well, listen, something we really have to look at this week is this talk about Netflix that everybody's kind of been touching on in the media, in the news, in the headlines. But what does it really mean? What does this story about Netflix really mean for families and for kids? Because Netflix wants to buy Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers is part with HBO. They've got our beloved Looney Tunes. They've got franchises such as the great program in the day, Friends, that a lot of young people, John, by the way, are going back to. We're talking 12 to 18-year-olds are now going back to these old series that we used to watch on television and re-engaging with them. They can't believe, like, we actually had this on television, or people lived like this in New York, or we had groups that lived together. They're really understanding something they haven't seen in their lifetime. So there's kind of this resurgence in old TV shows. So Netflix is buying up all this content. Right?
I am watching. I that's the only thing I watch on television these days, by the way. I go out and watch old Star Trek series.
What do you watch? MeTV? Do you have MeTV? That's a good one.
I have MeTV, but I get it on Paramount on the internet.
I love that. I've been watching The Love Boat.
The Love Boat. I've been watching that, and I can't believe how old these people are. I can't believe they're all dead.
The other day, it was 1977, and I can't believe I remember that far back.
And Goober became a congressman.
But you know what? Those shows were enjoyable, and they were like, the actors and actresses from the ABC shows, where we could sit together with the family, right? And you could have a few laughs and forget about everything. It wasn't so intense. It was entertaining. Even those shows like Dynasty. Remember Dynasty and Falcon's Crest? Those kind of episodic shows were, kind of glamorous and unbelievable, scripts and things like that. And we don't have anything like that anymore. And it's scary. You can't sit back and relax. And I'm going to tell you what that means. Because if this deal goes through, and John, I don't really understand how it can go through, it will be one company. I was going to say entertainment, but I'm not using that word anymore. I'm going to say corporation here, okay, Netflix Corporation. It's going to be one company absorbing all of this content, which Warner Brothers started about 100 years ago. They're going to have this magnificent library. What are they going to do with that? Because they already put out a notice the other day, Harry Potter, the franchise, that's part of what they're absorbing. They also have Batman. They have all these iconic things that kids have always watched, they've grown up with kind of thing. But Harry Potter, I thought this was interesting. Nobody talked about it the other day. They put out a notice they wanted forgiveness for something that was in a scene, like 18 years ago, because today we don't think like that. So now we got one company potentially owning all this content, and we know with all of this AI, this is where it gets tricky, and I want everybody to listen, that here's the plan, from what I'm hearing. They will create content, an endless source so fast with AI, right? You can churn that stuff out 24 hours a day. I mean, it doesn't cost any money, right? So parents won't be able to keep up with, what is my child watching? Remember watching. It's also, kids are on the iPads and the phones and all that stuff. That's another conversation. Be careful about, obviously, we talk about that on the Warriors all the time, all this content. But they're churning out this content. And this way, the children, they're going to be hearing, we don't know, one kind of message, one kind of maybe ideology. And right now, a new study came out, I was just made aware of in Washington yesterday, John, where about 43% of children's content right now, and we're talking preschoolers, we're talking little kids right now, up to age like 10, 43% of it has sexual content in it. Now, did you hear what I just said, John?
Yes.
Preschoolers, this is the most ridiculous thing. And Netflix...
It's not the Ozzie and Harriet days.
Forget that, or they leave it to Beaver. I mean, I'm still watching Andy Griffith. I like that with Aunt B. I mean, that's like a nice show to settle in for 28 minutes, and forget your problems. But they're putting the messaging in. It's been happening with Netflix in their series, and we've sounded the alarm. We've raised the alarm, and people take notice for, 20 minutes, and they go on to the next thing. But now it's going to increase, because how do you affect change? You affect change. I say this all the time. We have the studies. You go after the youth. So if we have youth right now that are going to be fed this endless supply that will influence their behavior, their identity, their development, their young brains, they're just developing. It's not safe. These are, again, our future American adults, our leaders. And technology is basically running and shaping the next generation. And we stand very firm in that no child should be a test subject for this unregulated AI, because we're still fighting. The president right now has something sitting on his desk, an executive order. But again, there's a lot of pushback coming at him. Okay, a lot of parents groups are angry right now. You don't want to make parents angry across the United States, or maybe you do, because then you get action if everybody stands up and uses their voice. And to put out, we're going to have unregulation. We're going to wipe out any state laws that have come, some really great state laws on, and that's what America is built on, state laws and things like that for this AI regulation. But if this is wiped out and they can run amok, can you imagine? But again, it goes down to our kids. If it's going to be one company owning all of this content, I dare say, based on history, what we've seen coming through Netflix, which people aren't even aware of because they don't outright say, okay, we're going to have a show about trans. I use this analogy because I can't help it. My favorite character, Strawberry Shortcake, little cartoon character, her new friend is named Transberry. So you see how they don't actually say we're going to have a trans show, but we're going to have these characters. And a little 3, 4, 5-year-old is going to see this and become confused. So all of this is untested, and we really hope the president is taking, and I know he is, a hard look, because there is pushback at this executive order. But I dare say, John, it's going to go through because big tech, again, history has proven, right now they're kind of just ruling the roost. And I also say that all of these child and family issues... I think
you have to come up with the actual thing, how it's hurting the kids.
John, we were in Washington all day yesterday. We have proof. We have studies. We have psychologists. We have doctors. We have parents whose children have been harmed.
Yeah, but they have sex appeal.
Do I have sex appeal? What? Do I have what?
Checks appeal. They write big checks. You want...
Okay, no. This is about parents and kids. We got to take the money out of it for a second here.
Yeah, but Washington never takes the money out of it.
And I know that. And it's funny because I was trying to get a meeting with somebody, and actually she represents us here in New York. And I said to the person, I've been trying this for like 5 years. And she said, if you give her a check, she'll meet with you. And I know intellectually, John, this is how it works. But when it comes to issues of our kids, our American kids, and what is going on with them, okay, whether it's the education system, now we've got this corporation under the mask of, entertainment, all of these things, medical, our children are being attacked. And that's why at the Warriors we say there is a war on for our children. We have a war going on right now. People have to wake up, take notice, and take control in their own home. And if people don't like that, okay, they got to wake up. They've got to do better by their kids, because I used to be very careful about saying that. I don't want to blame or judge. I don't want to. I want everybody educated. I want everybody with resources.
We
and
understand.
I want everybody to use their voice.
Lynn Shaw, I'm there standing right next to you. We will fight together for our kids. Thank you for coming on this Sunday morning.
Thank you, John. LynnsWarriors.org.
Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy, Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida, too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. All right.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. One of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.